Development and Amenities meeting. Let's see how many are here this evening for it. There's my picture. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Hiya. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, right. Back to the camera. It's not quite.
Did you get the letter?
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, I just grabbed it. Good evening. I'm just going to leave a little microphone on the table because one of the things that's been talked about when we have these meetings,
Yes, it's too far away.
sometimes I can't hear properly, so I'm going to give this, I'll give this a go for you guys. Better. Just quickly, the last DNA meeting, I wasn't here for this one, was I? I think I missed that one. But the one before that, there was hardly any councillors here. Was that the one that got? Because this is the third one now, isn't it?
Well, in a few.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
There was one on the 17th of September, and the 1st of October, and then the 19th of November.
Yes. Oh, I missed both then. I missed both.
We'll be down there first thing tomorrow night.
Yeah, just fine.
Go and have a look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they looked last time.
Yeah.
I guess it's true.
Well, if we push around, go on, we can.
So if we do some planting on there, even probably.
That's what I thought, some small trees or something like that.
Have a look at art garden tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah,
Good.
didn't say messages for a waste of disposal.
No, we've been planting today.
Well, I had a bit of a curious
Some of when I was out for a run dinner time, I saw people in high vis jackets walking along with a spade. Walking around town tooled up. I thought, what's going on here then?
Yes, that's
one. I'll take a picture tomorrow then to put it on.
Yes, you can.
I can give you one.
Yes, these were all shrubs and plants that were taken out of Grammar School Road and
The one on the track side, I'm
on
assuming.
the track side. There's still a sign we've got to get out.
Will you say that somewhere?
just check on the.
Not that side,
See,
no.
season.
No,
Well, okay, fine, yeah. Okay, let's do that.
they're not, you know, they're not easy seats to look after, but it's, trying to cut back a bit. Could be a lot more to do in the town centre.
Yeah.
So,
More volunteers.
yeah, then you've got to organise. There's one thing about having volunteers, it's about, well, there's another thing about the people that still the organising.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the gate is all right, is it?
Yeah. Looking at some decals for it as well, to have its time written in like the North Town Council
Okay.
logos and the little motto and the sort of badges that we've got as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Does need a couple of like work lights on the top as well. But
Yeah, because certain places you need number one and a green one these days, don't you?
isn't the green one generally for wearing a seatbelt? In like a digger and things like that. That usually goes when like.
I think it's, the amber one is to say, watch out, there's a piece of equipment, and the green one is to say, oh, well, there's a piece of equipment's operational, like,
Right.
crackers.
They come for coons down road drops there,
Yeah.
blue ones through the head things and pink and green from there.
Yeah.
Maybe the colour lines.
We call it the Prince's Club.
Maybe it should be looking at. So, yeah, trees lines.
So sorry.
Just a question, whether it should be without time for.
Yeah. Not for what?
It's so freezing up, is it?
Yeah.
Can we launch
We'll have a
into it?
minimum of 3, haven't we?
That's fine. In which case, then we're 6:31, so next start. Good evening, everybody. Apologies for absence, do you have any? Fine. Item 2, declarations of interest.
Unfortunately,
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to 3 then, approval of the minutes of the last meeting. So, no further comments or accuracy issues on page 1. No, page 2. Just scribble on there.
Second.
Eric, can you have a second?
that's fine. That's all.
Morning, Friday.
Okay. Item 4. Updates on matters from previous meeting. So, decisions.
It's good to see that items getting completed, it's good.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
so now, Nelson Road is all done. Just
Oh,
got-
it's done, is it?
Yeah,
That's clear.
Hmm?
The side's clear.
the site's cleared. Just got to think about putting some trees. I think 8 weeks was going to sort that out.
Right.
It'd be quite nice to have an orchard or something up there, or some kind of trees. Community orchard would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Both sides, I don't know, yeah. It's all cleared now, so.
Good.
I'll email her and tell her that, and then she's back shortly.
I'm sure about it. So the dog park at Nelson Road can be revisited.
Yeah.
In 6 months' time.
And I think we're moving away from Nelson Road, possibly other sites we were thinking about, weren't we?
Yeah, maybe on Jack side, where it's already dog park.
So I think it's not just, I think it's whether there's another alternative.
Anyone else you want to throw out?
Oh, Woodfield drainage, that'll be completed by the end of the week. Working nicely on that.
The benches that, did you recover those benches, James, or?
I haven't got them yet.
We're waiting for Ben, aren't we?
Yep.
Ben from Treebog to help us lift them.
Yeah, one of them's in a really obscure place and they're very heavy benches.
Yes, they are. Okay.
The Memorial Archway is still being sorted. I don't know anything about that. Sorry. The cladding for the pavilion coming in February, aren't they?
February half term, that's the 17th onwards, I believe.
And the wires across the marketplace. I don't know anything about that either. We'll get there.
In which case then, item 5. Open the to the public.
Can we have it at the end? If that's okay, because there's things that you're going to be discussing. So how do I put a question in now?
You need to put a question in about what's on there and then we may be able to answer it.
What now?
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready? To consider quotes received for D-Day bench, where? Then I also see here that possibly the War Memorial Park.
Yeah.
There's already a district council bench under a tree just outside of the Memorial Park. Is there not something more worthwhile to spend the money on than another bench?
I think the bench was to go by the Memorial Arch. wasn't
To
it?
go by the Memorial Arch, we haven't got anything. When we done D-Day, the 80th anniversary, there
you
wasn't
not-
anything to go.
But do you know where the district bench is that I'm talking about? Underneath that big massive tree where birds...
Yeah, on the farm avenue beside the park.
Right.
Can we not just move that and
We
maybe
can,
have some
but we
money?
just thought it would be nice to have something for D-Day because we haven't got anything when we celebrated D-Day.
Okay, but that district bench is just sitting there doing nothing. I've never seen anyone sit on it. And it's
Which bench is that near the tennis courts?
No.
Oh, right, no, don't worry.
No, it's really in a weird place. But it's not something that I would.
Is that in the woman, is that in the,
It's
is
beside
that the
the
bench? Is that,
That's a wooden one.
Wooden
The coronation was donated for
It's the coronation bench.
Yeah.
yeah. It'd just be nice to move that more so it's.
these are wrought iron benches which will be in keeping with the arch.
Oh, right, okay.
We'll discuss that then.
Okay. Secondly, the clean town sign and touch-up paint. There's more signs that need cleaning around North Walsham. You know what I mean? Because they're just filthy. A lot of the signs are filthy. So
Yeah, this is the village side.
okay, but I'm just saying there's a lot of
I have
signs.
spoken to Highways about cleaning the signs, so it's
Cool.
on their radar.
Fantastic. The map boards for new graphics that's been for these. Is it the ones that are actually on the car parks?
Yeah.
The big massive ones.
Yeah.
Would it be cheaper to actually keep them there because they're still in date, and maybe look at leaflets to hand out for tourism where the car parks are, and so maybe do it down that route than actually changing these boards because these boards are still in date. Really,
Well,
there's nothing that need to be changed on them.
Like defibrillators aren't all on there, which is important information, and other places have moved because they're now 5 years old or whatever.
What other places? Because there's no advertisement of shops on there, is there?
No.
So we'll probably do them and some leaflets as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then for the car parks, because I think, if we're going to go down the route of tourism as well, we've got to promote North Walsham of where are the car parks.
Yeah. We do have leaflets.
because
like that,
We do,
haven't
yes.
then we can use those leaflets to advertise the events,
Yeah.
the dates, and so that might be money.
We're waiting for
Better
leaflets,
spend.
we're just waiting for the,
But we do that, we have like postcard things with all the dates or things.
I'm thinking about leaflets where you can open it out, 3 leaf, and then you have the map of North Walsham and the map, literally, of all the car parks. I think would be good for tourism if we're talking about
We
money.
printed 10,000 of those last year, which were distributed around more in tourist areas around to encourage people to come here. So obviously people who live here know where the car parks are, that people
That's not
not
quite.
in Cromer or whatever who think of coming here don't know, so that's where we've targeted those leaflets.
Okay, and the policy for flying flags, what are these flags? flags?
We have got flags that we do fly.
On
We
this
purchase
building or
No,
the park?
in the park.
So that's just a policy about those
Policy,
flags?
and if anybody else wants to do that, that's just something that.
Okay, and lastly, the lighting in new paths at trackside. What's wrong with the lights at the moment?
It's to do with the dog
The dog
area.
and dog
So it's
area.
more about the dog
Yeah,
park than the trackside.
It's about people not feeling confident to use that area after dusk. And I would also suggest watching where their feet are going as well. For
And
this
having a
reason,
bench.
it's a dog exercise
And
area, so
because the bench got removed from there, didn't it, last year? Is there a bench gone back there that we know of?
Yeah, there is.
Right, that's me, thank you. There you go.
I'm a change of item 15 and I hope you received the email that I asked to be circulated with photographs.
Yeah.
Thank you. Is there a tree specifically in mind?
Yes, it's rogue in comparison to all the native trees that are currently growing behind my rear garden fence. There's lots of oaks and beech.
And that's not good, or that's good?
It's got a lot of ivy in it, it's growing quite close to our rear fence.
So it's
And
just
I would like it
liking-
moved because we want to put solar panels in eventually. And there's a lot of saplings as well, which I just think in line with a lot of my neighbours where they've got clean boundaries. I think that I would like the tree to be removed and the associated saplings.
fine. Anything else from the public at this time? No? Okay, move on to item 6.
I haven't done a clerk's report, but I was just going to report that James done his tractor training today, didn't you, James? So you're qualified to
Qualified to use a tractor.
use the tractor?
Well done, James.
Who is
Cool.
James, please? Because he said everyone knows him.
Oh, this is the acting head groundsman.
Hiya.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I live on the back of the memorial near the tennis courts, Haysborough Road entrance.
And this is Matt Smith.
I've met Matt. Thank you.
So
So that's it, Randy. The DAA, disability, whatever they are, reports have come in today,
Okay.
so I'll take them to full council at the end. It'll take ages to come through, but that's finally for
accessibility.
accessibility, disability and accessibility.
We sort of wandered into 7.1 there, didn't we? So,
Yeah.
James, you want to pick up on that for us?
No problem.
Thank you.
Well, our main grass cutting season is concluded now until March, April time. And our ongoing tasks are generally maintaining the park and the debris that we find, the winter debris, and the bins and the churchyard and the other parks, as well, the clock widen and the time maintenance, our burials, ashes, playground inspections and cleaning of such areas. A lot of other quite big things have happened in the last couple of months as well. We've had a health and safety audit, and I'm taking steps advised by the auditor to get us back into the best position in regards to that report. We took delivery of the gator as well, and I'm liaising with SR Print to have it sign written. The Nelson Road debris has been completed by Jordan Andrews. I did wonder if we needed like a lot of any signs at the moment as well, because it has become a bit of a dumping ground. Not as yet this week, but it's only just been completed. Do we need any no dumping of waste materials? Because that's what it has happened since the first clearance, and then this is the second clearance we've had. There was extra waste put there by hedge cuttings and so on.
No plastic.
Well, yes, it's very hard to do this, isn't
So we can end them
it?
to.
Does that need any grass seeding now it's been cleared?
It really depends on where we go with it as a project. It isn't really the right time quite yet to be grass seeding, but it's food for thought, like you say about that.
When do we plant trees? When do we plant trees?
Well, it's a good time now because the dawn.
And that's why I did share that page with you, what I found, that there's a charity that's given away.
Yeah, but that's what Kate Leith is doing.
Is it right? Yeah.
District county, the
Yeah,
county council are doing the same thing with free trees, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what Cambridge was doing.
Right, so we just need to, yes, I mean, you're all right up until about mid-late March.
Yeah.
Then you trees, but then once they get grey, it's not the best time to put them in, depending what you want to use, but as soon as she's back in about a week,
Right, okay.
10 days,
I'll speak to her.
then we can speak to her.
Okay, can I leave that?
I'll copy you in, Wendy.
Because we also very much taking classes along when we do the work at Woodville as well.
Ah, right.
Presumably she has got.
Okay.
Online from the time being ready.
On probably.
I think we said before that we had both areas to do, didn't we?
Yes, we do. Yeah, everyone wants to know.
It says I'll do it if you have
Well,
to
we've
do
already previously mentioned that the Woodville drainage has started anyway by Jim Clark. We've also had a tree survey from Phil Scott that needs addressing as well, with several different items on it. And I did look into the quotes for some material or things that we need to obtain for the grounds team as well, such as a plant trailer, which I'm working out about probably costs between 5,000 and 7,000.
Yeah, I think that'll come to projects, won't it? I forgot to put it under there, but we can.
Right, on the plant trailer too, we have one when we move the digger, but how often do we move it? I was wondering whether it'd be cheaper to hire one when we need it rather than.
That's also something good to look into, really, isn't it? We can hire from Matt Williams,
Yeah.
as a local, but also looked into a welfare cabin on that side, which would be another project.
Picture of one. Okay. Oh, sorry, can I go back to my clerk's report?
Who's just thought something?
That's
Okay.
We went over about yesterday, didn't we, James, in the gator. It was quite noisy, so I've just got, what I've got to do with the gator is just check the decibels. How do I do about doing that? Because if it's 80 or more, I have to put a sign in there to say that
We should wear air defence.
air defenders need to be warm.
Michael Gator does wear them.
So I think you can do it on a watch or something.
Yeah,
I'll find out
I
whether
think
you
you can
can do
download an app on your phone.
So you need just, if it's over 80,
Yeah.
then you must have a sign to say air defenders must be warm. Maybe relax something. And also, can you remember the donkeys down at the Spa, that paddock at Spa Common?
Yes.
Well, there's never been any donkeys because we went and talked to the lady,
Yeah.
didn't we? So there's never ever been any donkeys, but she's been caring for the last 2 years. And she said that some of her neighbours have had a letter to say that somebody is going to reinstate the footpath right through the middle of that. If they do, she doesn't want to keep donkeys on it. Because people will feed her
I think-
donkeys.
didn't
And
we-
what first footpath
I
is
seem to
it?
recall something that came up in a council meeting last year or maybe.
Oh, that's the first I've
I
ever
seem to
heard of
recall there was a footpath down there somewhere we were asked about. I don't
Whose
think it-
footpath is, because I said I
I
haven't
don't
seen
think actually
anything.
there was anything there. It's just-
She doesn't go anywhere, but somebody was saying it'd be nice to continue that down to the canal. But I don't know whose footpath it is, so she's going to bring this letter in to me. She hasn't done so far. But there's no lease for these donkeys, which is a bit of a concern. So I said, can you, she's got some kind of documentation, and I said, can you bring it in to me? And I have a look. And also went down to the pond, and I don't know if we've got a risk assessment. I haven't, we don't really went yesterday, so if I've got no risk assessment, we'll need to do a pond risk assessment.
Did you talk about the pond down there, Bluebell?
Yeah.
No, we didn't have one.
You survived.
You've heard of that?
That's not,
You messing around?
we can't just rely on that, can we?
No.
No, but especially if there's a dead tree on it, so it's some kind of tree.
Well, the group that did run it used to go in twice a year, didn't
We still do quite often.
they?
I just think with South Pond, we do need to have a pond risk assessment, and I can get one of those because I've got one. Sorry,
That's fine, we can come back to the future now, can we? Excellent. Right, 7.2.
We don't have a lot to report. On behalf of Wendy, we got some quotes revisited, which you received.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Did it come from
A
you?
couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh.
With regards to revised costings for projects, all the final projects that we were thinking of at the Memorial Park and at Woodville for older children, with a continued focus on it being inclusive and accessible. I think at the moment it is proving quite difficult for North Ocean Way to be able to generate any further funds, given sort of what's been well documented recently about the council having some money available to spend. So I guess we'll wait to hear and see what the council think on those projects. I've explained to Wendy that North Ocean Way do have a sum of money that could be transferred to support, and that's in that email as well. And at the moment, with the event management plan being approved, we'll be working now on the Easter egg hunt. But I think beyond that at the moment, I'm not too sure what the future will hold. We'll just see how the next few months go. But yeah, so we're relatively quiet, but all the work's been done on those two park designs. Consultations were completed last year, both a mixture of face-to-face and online, so everything is there. And it's all itemised for you, so yeah, there's not much more we can really do.
Thank you for that.
Right.
I mean, I think, Chairman, the issue for North Walsham Play is that, and the council, is it just reinforces once again for us to have a plan for what we're going to spend any surplus funds on. And secondly, about sorting out after many years of not doing so, the charitable status on the park.
Yeah.
Anybody doing due diligence, the first thing they'll see is whether it is being dealt with correctly.
Yeah, I think there's some confusion that the Ocean Play is linked to,
Yeah.
but it's not.
No, I've got a memorandum of understanding come through for that, so I'll just go and have a look at that. And sort
Does
that out.
anybody, whether it's us or anybody else that applies for any grants in relation to that park, whatever it is,
We'll get that, then.
that as soon as they do any due diligence,
Yeah.
this is going to come up.
Yeah, that's it at the moment. I will just say, I know we'll get on to it in a little while, but with the lighting at trackside, obviously we were in project managed the lighting around the skate park, so there will be quotes to light the path. That was all there.
Oh, was it?
That was
Okay.
all there. That was not proceeded with at the time for whatever reason. And my recommendation is if you needed a quote of many I'm sure you need to get, that the company that did the floodlights would happily be able to revisit that as a desktop exercise, and non-electrical, and so rate them very highly. But obviously the capacity in the electric box on the park will adequately illuminate the whole park,
Yeah.
beyond what you're going to
Oh, I think we still have a problem with that because one of the, with a sensor in it, because it's white all night.
The two lights stay on all night as
All
per the
night,
risk
but they say
assessment.
they're really bright, so
Yeah,
they test.
as per the risk assessment,
Oh, do
two
they?
lights. The emergency services said if they get a call to say someone's fallen in the bowl,
Oh,
So
right.
see.
two stay on. One should light the bowl, one
All
should light
night.
the net. All,
Oh, right,
well,
okay.
they stay on at dusk. All, So
So I
it,
thought if you pressed them, they come on.
the rest of they all come on and go and brighter.
But if not, 2 nights go
Correct.
on.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
that's
can
fine.
be changed,
No, that's
but
fine.
that was in consultation with Network Rail, Fire Service and Ambulance
Oh, no,
Service.
that's
They
perfect,
just
yeah.
wanted it lit at all times.
I brought up at the council meeting.
Absolutely, yeah, we have a reason for it rather than believing it was a
Tuesday
fault.
or
100% not a fault. And when I go past most mornings at 5, 6, I do check that those two are on.
They're
I
all,
check when I go up and they're always on and I'm thinking, oh, let's be on.
Yeah, those two are on.
I was going to check because that's
We
electricity.
could never swear off how do you support the emergency services if there's a call from within inside.
That's very sensible, actually.
Emergency
We've
services.
got on all the posters, we've got the what 3 words
Yes.
for the skate park, and they actually are in the bowl. The what 3 words for the,
so
the
you know to
bowl.
look in the bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Maybe that could be incorporated with the graffiti, the 3 words in the bowl.
Yeah.
Just off topic, sorry.
Okay, moving on then, agenda item 8. Recommendation from the tree survey.
Oh,
Should say, looking at some minutes there. So we've had a tree survey through, and that covers all the trees that are on land that we own.
Yes.
And we've got a number of actions coming out of, or recommendations, haven't we, in terms of trees that
Yeah.
are in not the best of health and need some immediate action.
So I've spoken to, can I speak? Is that all right?
Yes, please.
I've spoken to Phil Scott. I said about the dead trees. Dead trees are a problem. They need to be got rid of because if they fall, that's somebody, then we're in trouble. So I can't understand why we keep dead trees. Let's just get rid of them.
I think you recommended one of them could stay as a stump for ecological reasons.
Yeah, that's fine, but if they're dead, let's sort them out. Let's start doing stuff because I think before it's just not been done, and that's a risk.
One view is that we ask him to give us a quote for undertaking the work he recommends.
He doesn't do it,
Yeah,
does
he
he?
does
But Ben
trees
will
over
do
there.
it.
Oh, fine, okay.
Then we get Ben, yeah,
We
Jane.
get Ben
Fine.
who's coming in to do the tops of the trees.
In which case then we pass this on to
Yeah.
Ben and
Yeah.
ask him to quote for all of the actions that are recommended.
Because I don't know if the one over the Backton Road would need a road closure, would it?
We've got to look to see exactly one that is.
Yeah, well, Phil Scott is coming down in February.
Yep.
When the trees are coming down. The other one about the Copper Beach in the Chapel Cemetery.
Yeah.
Now, it's a really lovely tree, and we don't want to take it down, but he recommended that we reduce the height of the tree by 30% and monitor it, because it's got Marucus giganteus all around the base, which is a fungi, which will kill it.
Oh, that, right,
That's a
okay.
lovely beech tree, isn't it? Really nice. We don't want to lose it because,
And the fungi can't be removed.
No, that's, it's an under the surface fungi, and that actually grows most prevalent at the underneath side of the root as well.
so he was telling me all about air spading. An air spading,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
dig all
yeah.
the, I thought, oh, this is interesting, you dig all the soil away. But he said to start off with, he thinks we should reduce the height of it first and then monitor it for next year and then see if we need to expand it, because he says that mess with all the little weeds.
Well, he's the expert,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
yeah.
So that's what he recommends. At least that's keeping the tree, so it's a
That's a lovely
fine
tree,
tree,
isn't it?
isn't it?
I'm looking
Okay.
at that tree, no dig zones and things, but.
He spent ages talking to me because that's obviously what he does.
Yeah.
So, so can I have a recommendation?
So,
Just before we move on, I'm just going to follow up your question.
Go
Who actually does this remedial work? Is it the ground team or is it?
Low level mine work, the ground team is capable of.
Right.
He has earmarked the trees that he in my capability that I can do. A lot of them, like that Copper Beach, that need a professional
Get
worker.
a contractor. Right. Is the money in, there must be some money
Well, there's money
somewhere
in the DNA.
in the current budget.
Yeah, but in the new budget, we don't really have a DNA budget, but we'll just come out
No,
of
I'm
groundworks.
just talking this
Yeah,
year, so
yeah.
there is money in
The
budget
only money
this
that's
year.
spent out of the budget is £250 to put the arch up.
Right, okay, that's fine. And what do we generally talk about in terms of getting a contractor in for this and that?
So we've got £2,000 to come out for topping the trees in the cemetery already.
Yes.
And then this other work, which he's going to do, he'll have to give us quotes for
Yeah.
it, won't he? And it might come out this year's budget, it might have to come out next year, it all depends when he gets to do
To
it.
do it, yes, that's true.
But they need to be done, Eric.
Yeah,
So that's
I
something
don't,
that we
when
can-
I looked at this and I thought, well, you have a survey, this is what they recommend, unless there's
Yeah.
overwhelming reasons you don't do it, you have to do it.
It's going to be at least the same again, and probably half as much.
Yeah, well, it could
Three,
be-
three, three,
It should be about
four.
4,000 pounds, shouldn't it? So you have
Yeah,
six,
all right.
yeah, yeah.
So it should be about.
And if we have to go over budget, we can just,
But I don't see a problem in total with this year's budget.
no, not at all.
There's money in places that we just want to spend, so.
Yeah, because we can,
Move without, right.
Okay, do you have a question? Question. It's an observation, which is, this doesn't mention anything. Was there a limitation to the trees that he was looking at? Because this report doesn't mention what members of the public have got in touch with us about, in terms of, is it because they're just saplings and smaller things?
Yeah.
So we said stuff over a certain,
He's only marked down the trees out of a cost-effective way of making his report for us as well.
Okay.
He believes that mentioned in his report after his
So he's checked all the trees, but these are the only ones that make use of.
These are the dying ones that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, he did mention there's a space down Farman Avenue.
Yeah.
Which we could plant some trees, and he said that would just finish that off nicely, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know what that is? Right. Yeah.
Talk to him again to get that direct.
Yeah, so
Where
we
it
can
is.
get a quote for them, and down Farman Avenue following on the trees just to finish it off.
Okay.
But I'll get a quote, just see what he says. I'll meet him when he comes.
Yeah.
Whenever he's coming.
So, going back to what we were saying then, is I'll propose that we get quotes for the work that's detailed in that report.
Yeah, I'll second that.
And can we agree that, we give authority between the clerk and yourself up to £5,000 or something, 4,000?
Yeah, because it's health and safety, I think, so. It's not more than what I can do, but.
Well, I'm saying, I don't want to, if this work has to be done, and this is a good time of the year to do it. I don't think we should be delaying it until another amenities
Yeah.
committee. So we don't go to you for
What number do you want to land on, Eric? What's your proposal for a number?
4,000.
Okay. Yeah, because he's only cut 2,000 to do all those trees down the thing, so I can't
Yeah.
think that. And which is the major one? I think the major
Is
one
there-
might be the Copper Beach.
There's no arrangement at the park as well.
There's a beach to fell there.
As a felled tree. And kill the ivy, fell and good plant another tree nearby because it's dead. Oh, and there's one across the pond as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's one across the pond, the Bluebell Pond, the ash, that fell the tree, which is a large blue dot on the western side because it's being held up by lime trees, street lime trees. And he says that's cool.
It's just being held up by the trees, it's going to come over at some point.
Yeah.
Let's get the work done.
So we'll work on the ones that he's marked.
Yeah.
Red or whatever? Yeah. Okay, we'll work through them.
James?
Well, we can ask him what he says is more important
Yes.
ones to be done.
Sorry, James, with the felling of the trees, is there anything you can recycle out of them with your
Yeah, we always
ability
chip on
within?
wood and we use that to lay down our beds. We've taken it to North Washington Bloom.
Cool, fantastic, I thought, yeah.
If you look at Vicarage Street bed now behind the toilet, that has all come from the ground staff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is,
You do.
About recycling.
Okay, on the trees.
All in favour, sorry?
Okay. Item 9 is the health and safety report that we've got for 2 areas that the ground staff based themselves from. So we had a wide-ranging report undertaken because some concerns came to light with some issues with the actual premises themselves and some historic working practices from other staff that aren't actually working for us, or well, they're working for us, but not actually active at the moment. So we thought the best thing to do was to have a health and safety report done so that we can get a handle on exactly where we are with things. So that came through. We had a meeting about it last week, the week before, just to run through the points. So we'll have seen I did a quick summary of that. Dates against it, what items we think are important to get done straight away. There's some health and safety things in there. There's also some things that have already ceased. So we don't overinflate the tyres, we stopped using the grinder that was unsafe, we don't transport the trailer on the excavator on the high trailer anymore, and that refers back to the point that was made earlier about getting another one. So we're going to work through those. We've got some dates against them and we'll check ourselves in this meeting. And this will go to full council as well, so that all councillors are aware of where we are with things. So was there anything in there that anybody wanted to raise or delve into a bit deeper?
and the question that just went through my mind is where certain shortcomings have been found,
Well, first of all, that hadn't led to any injury, either to the ground staff that we know of, or any member of the public. But if it had done, would our insurance be compromised?
Absolutely.
I mean, that is a serious thing.
Yeah, it would have been.
Our
We would have
insurance,
had to have public liability
So in
because
other
we don't
words,
done risk assessments.
if
We've had
the-
them.
put it in very blunt terms, if the digger had come off the lorry,
Yeah.
it had been trying to put on, or when it was on, and that had injured a member of staff,
Or a member of public. You'd have been in serious trouble.
because our insurance wouldn't have covered it. I mean, that's the bottom line with this.
It's like playground inspections. Our insurance says they have to be done weekly, they're being done monthly. So if a child hurt themselves, we would not have been insured.
And the only other thing, we're obviously going to Cronin to ask them to do pieces of work for us. I think when it comes to full council, just we have now, we roughly know what the cost would be.
Yeah, well, I think, I don't think there will be any cost because I think it's something that they do anyway. It's like when they've done our staff handbook and when they've done our new contracts. I think it's something that they already have. I might just send it through and I'll have to adapt a little bit maybe.
No, that's fine, I think you can tell the full council.
Yeah, I will do.
That's good.
Yeah, one would hope.
Sorry?
It's one would hope a specialist like that would have some
Yeah.
boilerplate risk assessments for most.
And in terms of the low loader, we're not using it. I mean, it's not for this meeting, but I think it would be useful to get a report to us about potentially what the cost would be.
Yeah, we can do that.
And also some idea about demand. It's not just a cemetery. When we got rid of the bed in the churchyard not this December, the December before, the digger was brought up.
That was actually not brought up on the trailer that day.
That wasn't, thank God. But anyway,
On road.
Red, is that allowed to be driven on red?
I don't know.
You've got another plan?
anyway, what I'm saying is that it's not always easy to quantify demand because we sometimes don't know. I mean, it's like when North Walsall and Blue did the Victory Street bed. Thankfully, the well-known company in the town lent us or gave us the services of mini JCB, which meant the work could easily be done, but I couldn't plan that 12 months in advance. I wouldn't have known that's the case. But it is a facility, and to make the best use of the JCB we've got, it needs to be used for other things around the town, not either for the town council or with the town council's working with somebody else to do it. So I'm trying to estimate demand. I think what Bob asked was a reasonable question.
There's a bench, there is a bench in the War Memorial Park that we need the digger to take out. It's a bed that's been.
Well, there is all these kind of things,
Yeah.
so it's probably a question of looking back at some of the
And
Thanks.
all the stops that we've got, I show you that need removing as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rocking horse was taken out probably.
It's a backward look and then a forward reaction. How
Yeah.
many times have you moved that digger, ergo, that would have been uses for any new trailer?
All the time when we done all the work at the Memorial Garden, when all those sleepers in, that was all backwards and forwards like that as well.
But you could have a word with Matthew Williams and
Yeah.
see how much he would charge for
Yeah.
part of a trailer for they would use very much.
Mm.
So you have quite a few usages in a year.
That's right. I mean, moving forward, I think in relation to the intention of Blue, there is that tiered bed by the gas condensate site. There's going to have to be some new sleepers put in there once the roadworks are finished. That could well be a job with the new JCB to help.
Yeah.
So I'm just giving you an idea.
Yeah.
And also, I'll talk about So we'll come up with,
So, as I say, we will just present that report and the summary actions to full council.
Yeah, and also we can have in the minutes that at the next Humanities Committee, we will have a short report with quotes and potential demand for a trailer.
the trailer.
It's not a
Did you
short.
want me to have a look at that and bring it to finance? Do I bring it to DNA?
Well, I can say from finances point of view, there is a reserve for
New vehicles.
for equipment, which is standing at about 25,000. So it's not going to cost that. So that's finance committee's, once we approve the reserve statement, we have
So
for
you
the
can
current
transfer it up to the,
for the current year, and we'll do, and when we do revise reserve statement, providing that's in there, then it's not really a matter of finance.
So until we get to that decision, James, if we need to have a trade-off, we'll have to-
Yeah. But you might be right, you might be that it's cheaper to hire one.
Okay, anything else on the health and safety report?
And I think we went through that in some detail, didn't we? For actions, so just need to deliver on those.
Did you want me to report that we want the insurance?
I think that's
Yeah,
the,
let's note it.
that's the serious consequence.
What did you say?
Just then, that only thing that
Nothing happened and the practice has ceased.
I think, because I thought Warden Tailgates were doing the loan test, but you told me that they can't do that, haven't you?
He's doing the tail lift tomorrow afternoon.
But you're going to ask him where we can go
Yeah.
and get the other ones
So
done.
I spoke to the tractor, Vernon, his name is, and I've got his number, he's going to contact him through the week, and he's going to sort out some other people he knows in the area that look at strop testing, and we've got an eye on the front bucket, or the rear of the bucket as well, that we use for lifting as well, and that needs testing as well.
And then we're finding somebody for the compressor, aren't we?
Well, I thought we were disposing of those two compressors.
Yeah. We've got to think about getting another one.
And I've looked into that at Ernsto's, and if you look at the price consideration between that test price and a piece of equipment, I've found ones that sort of do value the test as such.
Okay.
I can share them with you. I just took a picture of the screen really when I was in Ernsto's.
I'm just wondering, given the query over the historic maintenance and stuff, we ought to just have a fresh start.
That's what we said in the
Yes.
action plan. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just get a new one.
Yes.
Right,
Much are they?
£7,000.
Because the test is roughly around £800 for a compressor test, and the machine that we're looking at, the figures on that, it might be on that page. No, it's not on that page, but they've got it installed at the moment for £475. And to be paying £800 on a machine test
Yeah.
for the value of a machine that's £475.
Let's buy a new one.
Do we have to recommend that to full
The
council?
test
or we
is
just get
annual,
one?
isn't it?
Buy
Yeah, the test is,
every 2
so
years.
where I work, we buy a new compressor every 23 months.
On the
It's
basis that it's cheaper to
absolutely cheaper than your service. Bring you up, which is
I just think that, I mean, if it's coming from the amenities budget, then that budget rests with the committee, doesn't it?
That's the only one we agree with that, can't we?
Okay.
So we can agree, we can be in the minute that can go to the full council.
I'm a proposer for that.
Bob proposed it, I'll second it. All right, all right. Yes.
There we go. And I've got action, because I've got to put actions on my agenda, on my minutes, so I'm
Yeah.
doing stuff. Action J and D.
To dispose.
You dispose and
Purchase.
purchase.
In what price bracket have we purchased? Like for like and just,
Well, that 475, you said. so-
yeah, do that, okay,
And then just destroy it after 2 years.
yeah,
Reason,
okay.
Store it or sell it on? Get a bit of money back.
So, ones that we purchase now that we know are being maintained, we might be able to sell second hand. Ones that we've currently got a query over how they were maintained, so we'd rather scrap them. I
Yeah,
don't want them out in the,
No.
out there in the ether.
But from here on in,
From here on in,
some,
absolutely right, yes. Yeah, look to churn them to somebody at a reasonable cost and we'll continue.
Yeah.
I think that's the right thing to do. Put them in the second hand market. Okay, item 10. 2 new wooden notice boards at the cemetery.
I haven't got prices for these, but they're rotten, aren't they?
yeah, I did look at some things online, I don't know give any prices, that you can get ones that are quite like our cemetery signs, you know, like they're green with North Wiltshire Sound Cemetery. It just needs to be made a decision what we're going to look for, and then we can get quotes.
This is wooden, 2 doors, glass, and
Yeah.
open out so we can pin notices.
Yeah.
Waterproof.
Yeah.
Yeah, waterproof notice boards basically.
But we could then put our agendas in them,
Yeah, that's another
Yeah.
place to look.
because the only where we put agenda is down here. And I do believe we should put
On-
agendas
on
more
over
about
Mm.
town. We don't put them on our Facebook page because we just need to let people know we're not meeting, so we need to be more
Also,
transparent.
ought to go on every notice board we've got access to.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know the parks. There's some
Sorry?
notice boards in the parks, aren't there?
There are-
No,
Well, I think there are, but they're quite poor.
no, they're gone now as well.
I think-
They've gone.
Yeah, yeah,
They
they're
used to be.
I think we need to invest in
I don't
notice
think
boards.
so.
We're going to have our electronic notice board because we've got our manual for that and I love it, but we've just got to get on to doing that. So if I get some prices
Yeah.
and bring it back again.
Yeah.
But if they're rotten at the moment, should we just take them out or just leave them?
Well, if they're safe.
It's the doors that are on, and we tried undoing them, and they're almost fallen apart, so we sort of let be.
If they like to come apart in your hand, then let's take them down. It's like, so,
The frame structure, we say, it's the locking mechanism, and at the bottom, where obviously the water runs down, it's all spongy wood and rotted out.
yeah.
Is glass going to
It's
fall
going to come
out?
down.
It's not at the moment, it's safe at the moment unless they were vandalised heavily.
Okay. Right, in which case then, let's just monitor them.
Yeah,
You think?
Because we went to put a poster in about Reeds, didn't we?
yeah, yeah,
And
and the locks are all seized and everything like
couldn't get a
that now.
poster in.
Have you got much information in them that's out of date?
No.
It's got never updated, is it? Just got
No.
old information.
Like the yellow of the posters, it's like, we always advertise to say if you want to leave any bulbs and leave them at our door, and we always plant posters like that, and a map of the cemetery is on there as well.
Okay, but that's all factually correct, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine.
We've got new cemetery boards that will rise to brand new.
So you're going to get some quotes and bring it back to us then. Quotes for the D-Day bench. So,
There we go. Yeah,
so this is the one that I took a photo of, and so is that the top one's very similar to the one I took the photo of in,
just what councils get them, just
Yeah.
to remember specific dates. We had our D-Day, we didn't get any, we done our beacon lighting, but there was nothing to,
Do they do a VE day one?
yeah, probably will be.
So you could have one each side, and
Yeah,
one's going to be
yeah.
one D-day, one with VE.
Yeah, I just think they're nice. I think we should appreciate what people have done for us. And that's. I think.
Yeah, I think that the top one with potties on is that's the traditional style before.
That's the ones I've been out.
it does what it says on the tin, that one, doesn't it?
There is, I think it is quite expensive to get delivered, I think.
What's that comfortable to sit on?
Sorry?
As long as they're comfortable to sit on.
And they're low maintenance as well because they're, iron, water, whatever.
Yeah.
These ones, even though they're not cold, they look cold, but they're not cold to sit on. I just think these ones are nice.
Yeah.
That's like a table.
Could I propose that we would go for a D-Day one, a D-Day one and a VE day one, so one each side by the arch?
Yeah. I don't know if the BE ones are out yet, but they will be, yeah. Proposed by Paul.
And so that would be,
Where's that coming from, Eric?
I'm just thinking, so we're going for double ones, for two, rather than one. A bench B was 2,254, wasn't it?
For one bench.
The top one is 1845.
So we're going just to do the top, or the top and the bottom?
Just the top one for the D-Day and then the top one for the BE
Right,
Day.
okay.
Make that
That's
sound.
fine, yeah.
So one will come out of 24, but probably
Yeah,
because I've
and the other
ordered that
one,
and then one out of
you
25.
can do that, yes.
Do the VE day one.
But that would come out of,
The amenities budget.
so we've gone over budget, we've got 4,000 for
Trees.
trees.
Well, look at
But I thought you could get trees for free from the district council. Why do you need
No,
The trick cutting of
Works,
the trees.
works the
Oh, the
trees
tree, right.
as per the report.
in the district. Right.
But this would come out of,
Well, just, there's a general
I'll
budget,
find somewhere.
there's a budget that it could come out of.
Yeah, I'll
Could be
find
promoting the town.
Yeah, it could come out of events, or it
or
could come out of
events.
anywhere, couldn't it?
Yeah,
Because it
but
was an
we're
event
only
and it's a
spending-
bench, and they've got quite a lot of money.
So, and
I'll
then
find
next year, it is,
If the VE isn't available anyway, we're ordering one now which is within
Yeah.
budget, and then we sort the other one when it's available and fund it
It could
accordingly.
be next year's budget.
Yeah. that's it. But nice,
And then we've got one letting to do, which I'll chase that up.
along with the arch.
Yeah, and the arch is done, yeah. Right,
So, do you need to vote on that? Yeah.
well, proposed by Bob, second by Eric, and all in favour.
Right, item 12. Some housekeeping we need to be doing, Margaret. So,
This has been going on a long while, I believe, and then just, the person who does this would be the person who's on the skate park thing and is special, industrial pressure washer.
So just cleaning the brickwork of the
Yeah,
cabins.
yeah, just making it tidy. The town sign is very dirty, isn't it? Just tidying that up. And then some of the little plaques are coming missing because I had an email, well, somebody put something on Facebook and said, oh no, you mustn't remove all of the designs because they were done by the children. It's just some of the little plaques are moving, some of the little mosaic tiles missing, so just to stick them back on or just make it nice and
Well, I guess I definitely approve that, but this is suggesting taking the house and putting a plaque in, which I wouldn't agree with.
no, no, because they were done by the children, weren't they?
Because the mosaic thing's a theme. We've got the hair at the bottom of the town, we've got the black swan garden with mosaic in at the town.
Yeah, okay.
That's most important we keep those, so repairing the mosaic is what we need to do.
Yeah.
Could I just say one more thing? The tap on the fountain.
Yeah.
Can that be fixed, especially
Yeah.
with some
That's on my list
dogs?
today. My
Yeah.
list is horrendous list. I haven't had it all cleaned.
yeah.
It just doesn't work.
I've got to get a Legionnaires
That's
test done.
what we do. That's what we do. Make sure the water's fit before we.
Well, I'm just thinking if we're doing events and, you know, the doggies and stuff, that might be a
Yeah, I've
tap
just got to
that's
get a
going to be
Legionnaires
needed
test,
through
yeah.
summer,
Yeah.
really.
I
It's
did-
have to be tested periodically, so it's obviously
Yeah.
no usage tap, isn't it?
But you can buy a test, can't you?
Yeah,
You
test
can buy a
kit,
little
yeah.
test kit,
There's
so
just
I'll
no
get
water.
it professionally done. And then we'll
They
just
take their advisories and get the correct kit that they.
I have got a quote for it, just.
It'd just be nice to see it.
Work.
Right.
So,
Thank you.
have we got quotes for these things? Do we need to get quotes?
Well, clean the town signs to touch up paint is £255 plus VAT.
The memorial one and walls are 270.
Oh, fine, okay, I missed that bit.
And the mosaics to be replaced, I'll just ask, I'll go back to him because we don't want to do that.
Right, I think overall, keeping things that we're in control of, clean, tidy and maintained is the right thing to do.
Certainly some people who don't look after things.
It's quite right
So,
too.
so the first one, to clean the park entrance walls inside and out, goes by.
I'll propose it. Yeah, second it.
And this doesn't come out of any budget, I just think it comes out of maintenance.
Okay.
Clean the town sign, touch up paint, goes by. Bob, all in favour. And then there's just the mosaics to be replaced.
So Bob made the different,
Repair.
yeah,
Repair, yeah,
components if you to have them repaired.
repair Bob, I don't think that'll be very expensive.
That's really good.
That's second one.
And for me, just to go ahead and get that done, yeah.
Yes.
All in favour. Okay.
So moving on then to the map board. So these are the lovely colourful ones. There's one like the railway station, isn't there? There's one on
Each of the car parks and the slope of off.
Yes,
I've just got to make an amendment to it because it says Stephen 5, but he should be Stephen
Yes.
5.
Also, I should say there are 8 of them, not 5, because there were 4 at the station.
Oh,
That changes
eight
things.
So,
Is this the same designer who's updated
Yes.
the before?
okay.
So obviously, for a while, I was
Won't they? She just got a. It's like
Bit of pop down there around those.
Can I ask where you got the quote for the printing of the lawns?
the same people who made them to do your fragmentised.
Great.
Yeah, graphic thing in the jig, because it was
Yeah,
Robert,
they did
Robert
the
design
original.
done the graphic thing in the jig.
Have you got one proposed? Design, have you got a copy of a proposed?
Will they be distributed or put on
They're all the
charity websites and things?
Can do. I mean, I've got the PDF, so I could.
Yeah.
It's just that a few years ago, I advised that the canal walks were closed, so the map was out of date, but the canal walks are actually open again now, with permission of the canal owner, and I'd like one for the
I
website.
think this one doesn't show the canal, and the one we use in our brochures, we have got an updated for the canal.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I think they look really colourful.
Nice, aren't
Yeah.
Yeah, these are slightly more colourful.
I did them originally before, didn't
We'll follow that. Follow
Just
that.
change it to Sir Stephen.
Sorry, but he is, isn't he?
Yes. So there's 4 at the railway station, is there?
There is, yes. Yeah.
What, all in the same area?
Well, there's one at the bottom of the ramp each side and one on the platform on each side.
Yeah.
So what's the total cost of those? They're hugely expensive, aren't
About £250 each, aren't they?
they? So about 2,000 or something. So
Just taken from a suitable budget for this year.
Do you ever think to get anyone to sponsor the purchase of these for the sake of their company name being put at the bottom or something?
That's quite a good idea, actually.
We could do go forward, but yeah.
It's work, isn't it, really?
At the
Nobody
moment,
else
I
in
think
the
I
day.
need to.
We weren't allowed to on the original ones because it was the MTI manual, wasn't it? If I
We
recall.
don't have an MTI.
No, but it's not MTI, it was the
Market town edition.
market town issues of the district.
Oh, right.
And when we designed these ones, we weren't allowed, so that's why there hasn't been, because I was heavily involved in these.
Yeah,
And we weren't allowed to name specific brands or
I
companies.
understand, yeah.
But yeah, going forward, whatever the town has, we wouldn't take much to change, but yeah.
And, yeah, let's get it done, but I think it's something.
Going forward.
Yeah, and I think they probably do need replacing reasonably frequently because things do change. Don't they?
Yeah.
And it's involvement, isn't it? It's involvement, isn't it, you know?
So going forward, you could get sponsorship.
Well, we did for the Christmas trees, we can do these things.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, there's people that respond to them.
Put your names on, because we haven't done it before, not.
But not all sponsors want a lot of advertising. Some just want to do it, they want to see the town looking nice.
How long is it going to take to get them done?
We're all done, aren't they? It's just getting printed, isn't it?
So the artwork's done, isn't it? Once it's been handed, so it's a few weeks when they're ready, and they can do them, I suppose.
So have I got to go back to August design or back to,
To amend the design will be market design,
and then they'll get in contact with the
presumably, or we can ask them to.
And the snap frames, you'll be able to put like council information in them?
Yeah, well, we do now, we
Yes.
can't, ones.
Okay.
We've got details of events and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
There was a discussion about having a big events board, wasn't there, that we slide stuff in
Well,
and
that's a sort
slide
of
out.
separate thing, but the posters for events, we put it
Okay. So proposed by
in. What is that?
Rod, second, or my detail breakdown. So it's a private design board, oh yeah, that's the detail breakdown, that's fine.
Yeah.
Item 14, consider future projects.
So this is sort of a wish list, wasn't it? Actually starts with a trailer.
What's the thing about the bus shelter, was that part of it?
Oh yeah, the bus shelter is part of it. No, because we had, can you remember, we were going to put a bus shelter down Park Lane and then realised we couldn't because it's not allowed to. So there was a quote for a bus shelter and it was 4,000 odd pounds. This has come out at 7,989 and the reason why it's so expensive is because of this concrete pad. So it's got 4,000 pounds
Your
extra
grant
for
for
a concrete pad.
Well, Park Lane wanted to use an old pad. But
Yeah,
apparently
this
the-
hasn't got a pad, so I'm thinking maybe I can ask the boys to put a concrete pad in.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could do it for less than £3,000.
Yeah.
It's only got to be dug out, shuttered and
I mean, I'm looking at, I'm all in favour of, increasing bus shelters, encouraging bus use.
This is to go on the Alsham Road
Yeah,
up there.
is it worth approaching Sanders just to see which of the stops are the most used in North Walsham without a bus shelter?
Yeah, it could be.
Because some of these are heavily used.
Is it that one?
Yeah.
I mean, that might be a good one. The other thing is that, I don't know where they are with it at the moment, is that one of the bus shelters that is put on Wingate Road, the town council partly funded that, but it was also funded out of the local county members' highways budget.
Mm.
So I think in sort of considering this, might just be worth checking with Sol and Lucy if they've got money left in their highways budget.
Yeah, because I've asked them about the drop of the pavement.
Right.
I think so Lucy's got some money left for that.
I mean, I don't know, I mean, it's all a bit uncertain at the moment because in theory this should be up for election in May, but then there might not be any elections. So it's not the easiest one, but I think contacting Sanders and see, just to see, because then even if it's go for that one to start with, at least we've got an idea then where one or two other pinch points are which we need to get shelters up.
I think Lucy was talking about doing a zebra crossing at the top up Norwich Road.
So, well, that's fine, that's not, I'm talking about bus shelters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other roads across.
So is that shelter the one that we've got sort of reserved at the moment?
Yeah, but I think he's forgotten we've got to reserve.
Yes, okay. Future projects.
Water supply and welfare at the compound. which is-
No, welfare, but, I did take a picture of a welfare hut, didn't I?
Yeah.
I don't know how much it would be, but
And just so that you're aware, is that we got into some trouble with the audit report that was published about what had happened to some of the receipts on the bungalow that was sold in the cemetery. The money didn't go missing.
No.
It's just it was not reported properly.
Yeah.
But we can only use that for capital projects relating to the cemetery.
That's a shame.
So we can't use it for some, but
No.
it's not quite as bad as that because we've already got a budget for preliminary works for a new cemetery which we can use it for.
Yeah.
But we've got to up it a bit when we do a revised reserve statement to cover the balance.
Yeah.
And therefore, anything we can do to improve the compound or anything else on the cemetery can come out of that pot if it's a capital item.
I wish it to sound like a stuck record, and I've said it for years now, as I was involved in the MTI and I'll say it somewhere on the table, we were going to have free Wi-Fi across the town. That was part of the bid. The equipment was purchased. It's not been done.
where was equipment?
I don't know, but I'm just saying, I think it would be nice that that was finished. Because I think-
John Whitty has got it.
Agreed.
Oh, has it?
I think that was
They
part of
came up against some technical stumbling block.
Yeah,
I can't-
and I don't know what that is, and I'm not qualified to know, but it would be nice if we're halfway there and there was some money to do. And I think with the events that are coming up and other things, it would be nice to have the
I have-
Wi-Fi.
I have also got a quote about doing a sound system right through the town with speakers.
Yes.
I think that was something like £30,000, but also that at Christmas we can have on the Thursday markets, you can have music, sound, Christmas music playing, or it's there all the time.
I like that.
Yeah,
And obviously, a substantial contribution for some North Horsham play.
Yes.
To complete the project.
I think, not stepping on toes, but I think if we're going to give them, what am I going to say? If we're going to give a substantial amount, I think the town council would have to project it.
I agree. No,
Do you know what I mean? I don't want to take it away from
No,
you,
I
but I
agree.
think that we
No, I
should
agree
have-
completely.
with your help.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Yes.
probably where
Yeah.
perhaps the town council should build some play equipment assisted by
Yes.
the play.
Yes,
Yeah,
I just think that,
Yeah.
yeah, money should, if we're,
Oh yeah, you
we
wouldn't
want to take it
transfer
away from
you wouldn't
It
transfer
won't
any money
be-
out there because you can get the VAT back, can't you?
Yeah, but we should have it.
100%.
we should oversee it with your help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
rather than us just say, here's
Yeah.
£200,000
Yeah.
or whatever it's going to be.
I was going to say, I was thinking at least 3. If that's what events is, that should be.
take it more cheap. I mean, bus
So what,
shelter-
was it 275, wasn't it?
200, I think, the quote in your inboxes plus that, which is.
And you've got a little bit,
You've got
haven't
a little
you?
bit, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
There's other places as well.
But that's 2 parts done at once. So when you see the quote, it's all split up, right? It's all itemised and everything. But safety surfacing now is not cheap. Rubber chipping is not cheap. Resin is not cheap. Metalwork is now not cheap.
It's stuff that I see on Facebook a lot. It's
Yeah.
the
And the proof of the pudding is the stuff that has been put in is holding up well, isn't it? Some of it is now 8-9 years old. It's designed well, it's fought well. But that's a conversation that I won't be privy to. But
Unless you become a councillor.
There's also things that we need to think about, because if devolution comes and district goes, they've got lots of assets. What will happen to those assets? Is it something that the council want to think about by taking over the toilets, taking over this building, like purchasing
Well,
this
I think
building,
that's
for
a bigger
instance?
one. I mean, I think what we've got at the moment is we can easily look at, and it's quite is bus shelters, play equipment, improving the compound, the way we've suggested, potentially looking at sound system for the centre. Then I think those are quite, we can move on those this year. In terms of assets and buildings, what happened when you go back to the when it was reorganised in the early 1970s, and this body was formed, is that assets were either kept or transferred by agreement. That's what actually happened at the time. Unfortunately, this council probably gave away too much. But it's a very different time. So, what I think the council needs to be alert to is that if there is to be a change in councils, is that they do need to bear in mind whether some arrangement that might be an opportune moment for the transfer of assets in some way. Now, councils are under this obligation, what to call it, good value, proper value, you've got to get it, unless you can show that there's a reason why you shouldn't sell something for less. My own view is that if you want to ensure these things remain, the best place for them is if they're under the umbrella of the town council.
Agreed.
This is
Obviously, something like toilets is very expensive to maintain, so you'd like to think that they pay some money or
I think it's still under contract
Precept,
circle
yeah.
for a little while.
so, I mean, it's not the running cost because that's just an ongoing, but it would be a cost. The great advantage is that you've got 2 modern toilets now, and so there's not very much maintenance on them.
Yeah, it's just
But
bad.
the important thing for the town is you want to keep them.
Yeah.
Nobody should operate on the assumption that 10 years down the line, they're still going to be there.
But if there's de-evolution, surely that would come with more money each year for the town council, because if it's not
No.
gone to the districts,
Not necessarily.
It all depends when the town councils get bigger. And we
I
don't know
mean,
what's happening.
Well, it depends what happens. My guess is that the politics with the small p of it is that, given that both the districts in Norfolk and the county are strapped for cash, they will grab and keep hold of as much of it as they can. They won't be devolving anything down to lower levels unless they're obliged. And there's nothing in the white paper at the moment which gives us any suggestion that way.
about what, de-evolution or the...
No, about, there's no mention of town and parish councils in the white paper per se. Yet. But that's where we are at the moment. So I think it's very early days, but we have to operate on the assumption is that they will be wanting to hold on as much money as they possibly can. It would be nice to think that they would bring some money with it, but don't count on it. But it's very early days, but I think it's something, Wendy, is worth raising, because I think probably in a year or two's time, so I'm going to have to give some thought to.
Yeah, it's like the land next door. We'll be selling that.
Well, they would just hold on to it, but they have to get best value. Best value is the phrase I was looking for.
You can argue different ways, though, can't you?
You could, exactly.
Yes, you can say, here's the market value, I'm selling it for this because the use that this is going to and the benefit it gives, and the revenue saving for other things means overall that is best value.
But where's that money going? Once it's sold, where does it go?
Oh, it's for capital projects.
So it would come back, the whole 100% of it would come back into town council?
No, the way it operates at the moment is that if the county sell, take the building in King's Arms Street.
Let's take Station Road. How about Station Road? Can we use Station Road as an example? With the deals that have happened there with the football ground and the trail and whatnot?
No, well, I'm just going to use the King's Arms because that's property and it's something which will happen. They will sell the disused building on King's Arms Street, say for £100,000. That sum is not earmarked to come back to your portion. It goes into a central pot at the county. And then it just gets reused again. And if you talk to them, well, that's wrong, and we should have it, they say, just a minute, we're doing all those roadworks down at the traffic lights and grounds, some of which we're coughing up. That comes from pots that have come in from capital receipts from elsewhere. So that's the argument you're involved in. On the other hand, if we own assets, if we sold off part of Memorial Park, for example, then the receipt that we get from that, of course we could spend it on other capital projects in the town. Sorry, this is the grey area of
Politics.
the anoraks of
Yeah, that's
local government finance.
yeah.
And there's a bit of the small politics in it as well.
Just to get back to future projects, some of the other things that are in back in the information.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. No. It's all relevant. And so some of the other things were some of the benches we've got on Memorial Park. Because of the time of year, it's muddy underneath. Should we put some sort of more permanent surface underneath them? So we'll have a look at that. There's also when you go. Oh, that's further down. Oh dear. Why are we not doing all together?
I just put them together because they're things that come up before.
Fine. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do that then.
We can review that at the meeting anyway.
Yeah.
And there will come a point where once we're clear on what our finances are, we need to go out for some public consultation and ask
Yeah, because we
volunteers.
could pay for the widening of the paths down King's Arms Street.
Yeah, I mean, I think once we've got a
Once we know
clearer,
where we are.
once we've got a clearer position of our finances, but things that come up, we can start moving. But let's see, because otherwise people come in and say, let's build a new swimming pool. Yeah, fine.
Or pedestrian crossing at Haysborough Road, New Road End.
Yeah, pedestrian crossings, the cost of that one that was put in by the high school, it's about 60 to 70,000.
Wow. Save a life then.
Can the groundsman paint it on for us?
Right.
Okay, so 15 then, circle back to the moving the tree in the Memorial Park.
About the letter that you received.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So, my view on that is that we've got somebody coming in, we've had a tree survey done already, we've got somebody that's going to quote us for doing all the works that are contained there anyway. Why don't we not just add that as an addendum to that
Yeah.
quotation?
What
It's
can
not
you
a
do
full
then?
tree yet, it's not fully
No,
grown.
it's just poking up over the top of the 6 foot
That's
fence.
right, yes.
I think James
I
should do
bought
that.
before and I think I'd seen
Small
You might be
scale.
able to do that, don't you?
Yeah.
I did plan to go and have a look today, but work got in the way, unfortunately.
Sorry,
I
Sally?
did plan to go and have a look, but the work got in the way, unfortunately.
That's
So I was relying on your photos.
Yeah, probably. Right, you've got the address in the email, so yeah.
Can you do that, James?
Well, I can look into it anyway. I'm sure I can take it out. I'm not 100% sure where it is off of this map, to be fair.
Go to this lady's house.
What number are you on?
20.
20.
It's the second bungalow on the corner at Haysborough Road.
What's your name? I can't remember what you
Kelleher, Julie.
Yeah, do.
Haysborough Road, yeah.
Just put Julie.
Can I have a look and see if we can sort it?
Just
If
sort
not,
of-
speak to Ben.
Well, I have actually popped my head out through the gate on numerous occasions to have a chat with work
Right, yeah.
groundsmen and that.
So are you hoping
Oh,
for it to
yeah,
be
yeah,
completely removed or just trimmed?
No,
Yeah,
completely.
yeah, yeah.
no.
I'll get
It's,
It's a
tractor
healthy
trailer
tree.
across.
Huh?
It's a
Just
healthy
throw it
tree.
on the
I think
back. Should be able to get that
might
done
be
this week
showing
or next week
down
anyway.
it's a culmination of sticks about 8 foot tall.
But they're not native, are they? They're
No.
real trees that are
We've
coming
got
up
some
with-
lovely beech and oak on the other side where the path is formed, where the runners
Yeah.
run. But the majority of neighbours have got no growth. The elderly neighbours, 93, 100-year-old Pete couple, they've obviously got brambles and that. I couldn't
You're right
possibly
there, yeah,
speak for
yeah.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that. bit.
We've had that new fence put in.
Right, yeah.
But it is just a manky tree, quite honestly. I know what you're thinking
No,
about
I've not
birds.
seen it. so
No, and the
what
ivy
fits-
and everything. Ivy plays an important part in nature and everything, but as the comment is, it could be discussed as a wild area.
We can cut it out. Removing the root is probably the bigger issue, because that you will sort of, we can put some sort of
Root kill.
herbicide onto it to try and kill it.
Just let it grow just every year. Give it down.
That's another option as well.
But certainly some of the saplings, you can see that they're from the tree, but
Yeah.
they could be pulled out by hand probably. I mean, we'd be quite happy to do it ourselves.
Well, I'll go up there either this week, probably next week. I've got on this week at the moment.
Can I have a look?
So proposed by,
Yeah, get that done next week.
okay, lovely, thank you.
Yeah, I'll get it done, yeah. I'll make some pick up on this week. Do some lawn trees generally,
So quite a lot, really sapling,
Yeah, I mean, well, I think would be nice is, will the lights are the long path that goes up to Haysborough Road.
Yeah.
Because it's such a wide area, to have some trees that are about 6 foot high between the lights, it would break it up a bit. But anyway, it's for another day.
Lighting at trackside and new parks. So the first part of that is what we spoke about earlier, isn't it? Which is the
Yeah.
dog exercise area. It seems as if we may well have capacity within the current installation to be able to do that. So we just need to find out how much that might cost.
Yeah, later on, when Jasmine does these, I'm going to ask her to get quotes first so she can come with
Yes,
figures, unfortunately.
Yeah, are we looking at, big common floor?
Oh, it's the one item.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, well, right.
Because you are getting further towards having that one.
What's this one here?
Yeah, so
Get an electrical down or something.
illuminated bars, that meter high lights on top.
And if we are to have this
Just
dog
this-
park,
this-
this dog play area around it, we'd have to encourage the.
Yeah.
We might want to tie that in with it as well.
Yeah.
As we get on the
Well,
boats.
I've got to wait for 6 months, and I think that, that's be about 2 or 3 months. Come back prices, yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, and then there was the second part, that was the,
I mean, I think that's more urgent.
What?
The hard pathway to, because that's
So is,
also
it,
there and it's not being used.
so is this from the gate to the skate park?
yes.
Yes.
Tarmac and the gate to the skate park.
Well, putting a hard surface down so you have a designated walkway as opposed to going through mud.
Because what do they call it, sort of binding gravel, what we've got from the gate to the skate park at the moment, isn't it?
A tarmac alternative pathway from the gate to the skate park area.
So it's the gate on the corner where the roadworks are currently.
Oh, so you go through, I see which way you go, yeah.
Yeah, so that's because I went through there the other day, and there's no, because I went to a pond in the,
You
the
need,
pond, there wasn't any.
you need to dig quite out the bank there, don't you? For very good access for the less able people.
Mm.
There's a few trees that being room in there to do all that work as well.
You can't follow the contour of the land.
You've got to sort of cut through, haven't you?
What, so from that gate on the corner to the skate park?
Yeah.
But
Because
there's likely to be more people using it because they're going to have a pedestrian crossing.
Yeah, that would be
Yes, people
on
can enter
that
that
side
way.
coming into
Yeah,
that
I
corner.
would fully support that. Because that gate was retrospective, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That gate hasn't existed for long, has it? Like a trackside. That gate on the corner is not that old.
Close the other one for safety purposes as
Yeah,
well.
that was too dangerous to come out of that double gate.
The one opposite the Woodyard.
Yes,
So
yeah.
far too
No,
dangerous.
that's madness there to encourage people to cross at that point when you can't see.
Because there is going to be a cross, isn't there, directly?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really
Would you be able to
it's
change
really
those
path
gates
from the gate to the road.
Would that be a good
which is not ours, of
entrance
course.
for ice cream trucks and whatnot to,
I think they
They're
sometimes
always
will
make
go
it
on
Vehicle
there.
access, yes.
Right,
Not a problem. Yeah.
so then the escape event and whatnot could be
Yeah.
used
Yes.
more?
Yeah, both the current part, if we're being perfectly honest, from the other gate to
Yeah.
the skate park is pretty poor, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
It is pretty poor.
Do both parts.
Well, you know,
It's going to be
The quote's generally better to
It
get.
doesn't have to be tarmac, what can it be instead? It can be crushed.
Well, that's for binding gravel, isn't it?
Binding gravel.
yeah,
They
But you need to be
proper
wearing
edges, but
wheelchairs.
So wooden edge and that's all rotted out.
the Woodville one is mine, it's golden crushed, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But is it wheelchair?
Accessible.
Yeah.
So who would do that? J.M. Clark, Roadworks?
Either of those are capable of doing that.
Well, very cheap, we're good.
Yeah.
Get two quotes back?
Get some quotes.
Get some quotes.
Come, both those
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
Yeah, because it sounds as if we're going to have to
for both
stop the
parts.
ground as well on the side so that we've got a level as much as you can on
And then
acceptable gradient.
It's just like getting it done when the gate went in, isn't it? There's just quite a bit of work to
And
be considered.
also, I
close
think-
off at bend as well, because there will be a few trees that need removing down there, quite a substantial size ones.
What we're at is, at one time we did talk about putting a sort of a barrier across in front of the gate because kids were coming out the gate and whizzing straight down to the bypass. So having a barrier so that
I like the kissing gate or something.
that's, well, just a barrier across. Just
Not what's in front of the barrier near the rear of the community centre.
Yeah, that's
sort of
what
bar.
Oh, right.
Just,
Yeah. And also, we meant to be putting some sleepers up because every time I walk up that bell, I have to have a gentleman help me because it's a bit slippery. So we were going to get some steps up there, weren't
Yeah,
we?
Jordan's giving you not a quote.
I should have the quote.
Me?
Yeah, before Christmas.
Steps for. That needs to be done. We've agreed that anyway, haven't we?
Yes,
I
yeah.
think. It's Christmas, won't it?
Do you want me vote? Just what?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I've got my hand
just
up.
need a few votes.
Oh, proposed by-
Right, I've got my hand up.
Alright, write it down.
Right, so quotes for the path and whatever we have received for the sleepers. Yeah.
That's concrete steps he's put in there.
I said to quote for the best.
Yeah.
Just in
So I can bring that back to Council Club. Get on with it. So that's proposed by Eric.
Yeah.
Paul, I think. And second by Paul.
Those who've got any.
Yeah, that was the quote, not higher. I asked them to quote for both. and
Yeah.
for one side.
Okay, I'll send that. Yeah.
Fine. Circle back around to the point I was making earlier around, item
Yes.
17, one memorial park benches and the mud underneath them and put them on something more.
Can I put them on wet Paul or put them on concrete?
Well, that's also not nice if anyone slips and trips, isn't it? Because I think that's what kind of small issue that we had the other week, wasn't it? It was an icy, cold day.
Well, they slipped in the mud, didn't they?
Because it's the next.
But park benches generally we just put on paving slab type paving, don't we, most of the other ones.
I think these were the picnic benches that he was talking about. These
Yeah, there
were.
were 3 benches at the front, weren't there?
Yeah,
There's 3
all
Three
benches.
people picnic benches, so I don't know,
Picnic
I see that
benches.
getting them onto
They are big ones, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
And it's all muddy and he slipped and.
Yes, yeah, but I see wet park would be a good idea for that.
Thank you.
What's that go on, does that go on stone or concrete? What goes underneath it?
Yeah, the crushed material, because of concrete.
So if you get quotes,
Yeah.
get quotes for wet Paul, yeah, and then bring them back.
Presumably they're melted down in some way.
Sort of
That's
like a
like
granule, and they
resin stuff.
tip the resin into it, in sort of a mixer, and then you sort of trail off it.
Who does that then? Because there's a company coming to do it.
Yeah, there's several different companies in the area.
Or concrete underneath, is actually possible to.
Norfolk Games and Frames would be a good start
Well,
point
yeah.
in Wyndham.
Norfolk Games
Games
and.
and Frames and yeah.
Okay.
Okay, moving on then to extra lighting War Memorial Park. I think this is round the corner past Poppies down to Yarmouth Road, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got to follow the path that goes around the Memorial Building.
Yeah.
So we get those little bollard lights around the.
I'm assuming it hasn't been done before because of all those trees and tree protection and no dig areas to get the cabling done.
If it follows the edge of the path, I think it would be.
There is one last year on the edge of the path, isn't there?
You're under the canopies, aren't you? So there'll be no digs out there. So they're mature, not if not veteran trees, aren't they?
Yeah.
We can investigate it, but that would feel like the reason it hasn't been done before because it's been filed under too tricky.
Solar lights?
Yeah, even from this
Sorry?
end.
Solar lights, is there no solar light that can be a replacement? If there's a new
There may
bit
well
of.
be bollard type solar lights that have got the panels on top of them.
When Norwich Electrical come on.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah,
I was thinking also of sensory ones that light as people pass,
Yeah.
because it's waste of electricity as well.
Yeah, but if we're doing it to encourage people to walk through, then it will look dark until they get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll ask Norwich Electrical,
Yes, it will.
that will get made. There's somebody who lives there in Norwich Electrical.
He's local to the area.
And then, yeah, Norwich Electrical. Okay.
Flag flying policy, that was for reference, presumably, wasn't it?
Well, that's whether you want to adopt this policy, because Grover do it, and they get people to, Grover do it, and then they get people to pay, nominate, oh, I'll have a Grover flag today, I don't.
I think while there are only flag poles in the Memorial Garden, I don't think anyone's going to debate a flag flag. If
No.
we spoke about having like all in the garden out here at one
I
time.
think we should.
It's all COVID came, got land. One here might get, transport.
Yeah, I think I was going to find out more about that, because it's got food, or hasn't it, we just got to get a
I don't
license.
think that she did. I sent when I got to Jasmine because she'd asked about it. I think I thought we had applied for planning permission, but I couldn't find it on websites, so I think we probably withdrew it or something. So it needs doing, but
So this is a policy for Ireland flags, and I just think we maybe, I think I might take the request to fly flags out at the moment, while we've just,
I mean, the landlord's district, so they'd have to agree at this level.
I mean, if it was the flower outside,
That outside, yeah, that bed,
well, that's district as well. Isn't
the beds belong to the district.
it? Thank you.
So we'd have to get permission A from them as landlords, and then B, we'd have to get planning permission. I presume, I
I
don't
think we've
know.
got planning permission.
No, I
I
don't
think,
think,
have we not?
well, I thought we had, but I couldn't find it on.
I think I've got a folder with something in it, but I'll have a look.
It was was all pre-COVID, and I know.
Boris Johnson
where we
was
got to.
very keen on flags, all schools have to have a flag pole installed. So it does feel like it was around 2019. That's when we
Yeah,
had to have our flag
Like
pole.
for the King's birthday and all
It
sorts.
was all that stuff he did in the Olympics, you know, it really encouraged it.
So, just to review the flag policy again, yeah, take out. I don't think we should pre.
No, I think
There's a number of things there, isn't there? If we're going to have a policy, let's fly the right flags on the right day on the flagpole that we've got. That's the first point.
Yeah.
And the second point is, if we want a second flagpole, have we got consent? Do we need to get consent? Because if it was pre-COVID, I suspect we did get consent expired, because we've not done the work within the 3 to 5 year
yes,
period.
it's right.
And do we want to put one out front there?
I think it'd be nice to.
Yeah.
That's a good prominent place, isn't it?
Okay.
If we did get consent and it's expired, then the way it is, we'll get it again.
I mean, whether that's in the flag outside or whether it's in within the garden of this building, either of those would do, wouldn't they?
So those flags we currently have, and then we need to purchase all these, but I don't know whether we need it. George's possibly could do.
We don't have to follow exactly what program.
No.
I suppose it's a.
Do you have a Norwich Play flag and a Children's Day flag?
Yeah, I'm not aware, we don't have one, but
Could we possibly think of designs, so then,
yeah,
because it's still advertising tourism and events, isn't it? I mean,
absolutely.
It's how far you go, isn't it?
So Remembrance Day we had, you've got Armistice Day, birthday of King Charles, Christmas lights event. That's a town flag, so we have a town flag, so we could put that up, couldn't
Golden crossbones up.
we? You know.
I need to purchase a German flag, why is that?
Because we're twins.
Oh, of course you are. Oh, yes. You've got to show some
That's what I thought of it.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a German, it could be the flag of the place that the
Town,
town.
yes.
that we're
yeah.
We've got a bit,
prepared with, yeah.
we've got a VE flag, and we've got a Norfolk Day flag. But we could get Armed Forces Day is quite a nice flag to have,
Well, do they have one that they could possibly donate?
there might be.
And is it pretty mindless putting the anniversary on, because on here flags we currently have the 80th. I mean, if you've got 80th, you're limiting the time, the amount
Yeah,
of
that's a
it's
special
used.
occasion, so we had a D-Day 81, and that was quite easy, quite cheap to purchase, we just very cheap.
Well, that was just the 80th.
But if you
year,
put
wasn't
years
it?
or
Yeah,
anniversaries
that's
on,
right,
it limits
Yeah, it
the
does.
use of.
To once.
Yeah.
So just to amend the policy and to amend it, yeah.
It might be helpful when we bring it back to, that we clarified, if you want to put one out.
I haven't really looked into that one.
Well, if you can find it, I'll have a word with Milo.
Yeah,
I don't think Milo will have an objection.
oh, I haven't done anything with our little office down there, because I haven't got round to it yet, but I've looked to mine for that.
Big of us. Anyway, have a word with Milo.
Right, okay, I'll do.
But if you've got to get planning permission again, okay.
Right,
Okay, items to the next agenda or late items for discussion only from anybody.
It's quite a few
Well,
things
free
from the
Wi-Fi and
agenda,
speakers. Got here, free Wi-Fi and speakers. That'd be nice. It was brought up earlier about free Wi-Fi and speakers.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And it's like, well,
Yeah.
that might be a good thing to put on the agenda to chase up, so we can,
We've got a lot of
Keep an eye on
stuff coming back about from flags too.
yeah, lots of
The-
stuff coming back. And the trailer and,
The trailer, what we can do with the ground staff place, ground space.
Just
Yeah.
one thing, don't know if anybody else has noticed it, but when you go from Sainsbury's car park to Vicarage Street car park,
Yes,
they've turned the lights off.
yeah, they have.
They've turned the street lights off. And my knee is still throbbing from hitting that bollard. So
somebody asked me, I got an email.
I did that.
You
It's
did,
me.
you
I did, yes.
I don't know who those lights belong to. They're not Sainsbury's.
So Sainsbury's own path, certainly,
Right,
because I've looked that up, and I've looked up the title.
well, some,
So do we need to speak to
And it
Sainsbury's?
appears to be linked to, they turn off most of the car parking lights
so they
at
then
dusk, bless them. And it's all this, so there's a few by the store, but everything towards Vicarage Street.
So when they close, they would be like until 9 o'clock at night when they close, at 8 o'clock, because that's when the car park lights are on, but when the car park, when it's closed, all the lights go off.
Now, sorry, if you went now,
Yes.
those lights are off.
Really, but what
Yes.
about the car park lights, they're off as well?
The car park lights towards the petrol filling station at Vicarage Street are all off. There's only a few near the store itself.
Is it? Oh, right.
So,
realise.
Yeah.
So cost cutting or.
The less busy the store gets as you get into the evening,
They just
they
go.
turn off half of the lights in the car park. Which is fine for them, but I think it's a health and safety thing for that part, especially as you've got knee-high bollards either end of that
But
path.
they've gone for extension with their time, so surely there should be kind of a deal there to say if they're going to be accepted for their extensions, that maybe they need to have a bit of.
That's not our gift though, is it? Because that's district council planning consent.
It wouldn't be part of the planning application, you couldn't put a condition in to say you've got to supervise that, because the planning application is for something different, which they've now amended, you know.
Well, I could write to them to say
I-
that I've had a
yes.
member of public complain to me.
Because the bollards there you can't see, and they should be kept.
I want to remember public, shall
I am as much as anything else,
Yeah.
apart from a few evenings a week.
I mean, it would be nice if they actually gave some money or properly to looking after that border along there as well.
I? Is that border theirs then as well?
Yeah, that's their land. Yeah, definitely. There was a guy,
There's a
he
guy.
does it himself, I think.
Exactly, I mean, so yeah, but I mean, it's fine, but I mean, he does it when he can do it, but it's not, you could turn that into something really nice.
Yeah.
But,
Or would they be open for North Walsham in Blue?
Would you want it, Eric?
no, we haven't got the capacity to take that on.
Okay.
I mean, not to say the grand staff couldn't do it.
We have the-
But then James can hear me. Yeah. But I mean, if there was some inducement, some money was being offered to do it, well then probably you could start to.
So maybe we write to them to say it's disappointing that they turn the lights off, and by the way, what are your plans for maintaining that alleyway in a better way, because it's, members of the public have mentioned that it's,
Yeah, you can do that.
yeah, let's just
Okay.
do that on both topics too, and see what response we get.
If you throw the word community in as well.
Also, what do we need to do about the butchery? Do we take that to full council?
It's probably, I'm not quite sure that that piece of land is actually all they're talking about anyway now. So, we
Okay.
can talk about that.
We'll talk about that full council.
The bit of land
It's
behind the chip shop.
just bins again.
Then-
Well, we planted all the bulbs it now, so
That's
it
good.
should be easy to look after for you, James.
Yeah.
Well, I did notice today when I was down there, now they're doing building works in there, there's all kinds of plaster and stuff on the nice paving.
Whereabouts is that?
At the back of the fish and chip shop.
Yeah.
I hope they clean it out.
Still painting the precinct, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there's that, I mean, just,
Has that graffiti been sorted as well?
Well, yeah.
NMDC are doing that, aren't
Uh,
they? Should set up.
Public property, isn't it? Isn't
Any more items or discussions? No? In which case, are we 7 minutes past 8?
very well.
Next meeting.
Very good point. Have you got one, Darren?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Hope that was, provide a little bit of information.
Every time I attend things like this, I just think, why can't we get more volunteers?
it? Well, that's the age-old question.
Yeah, it's like having a social group for, a social media group for volunteering in North Walsham. I mean, speed, volunteers, speed community watch, and well, just lots of different things, isn't it?
What will it be like the 18th of March, I think it is?
18th March.
But what you talked about earlier, certainly the trust, with our insurance changes, we've had to review competence for all our volunteers, health and safety, risk awareness, getting them assigned this, that and everything else, and we're just volunteers, not members of staff.
Well, but this is the problem.
But it's an insurance dictation that we have to have these, and we're reviewing policies, and it's, you know, a lot of work.
See how many empty seats we've got tonight, so that would be, when you say about volunteering, people,
I wasn't even aware that it could be an open meeting, so it's about,
All meetings were.
yeah, I suppose it's what people see and think.
It's what they're interested in, and if they've got concern about it, that's when they come.
Yeah, like tonight,
Tuesday at Councillor.
Yes.
Might
We'll be up to
consider, yeah.
yeah.
We'll start to put the agenda on the Facebook page now with a link, but
Well, it's like the stat meetings, you said you didn't see it until it was on next door. Yeah.
but I park a little place called Aldborough, and they have about 20 people come, bless their meetings, and that's tiny.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, Hillsborough Parish always has that.
It's quite interesting.
We welcome them all.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because I was speaking to.
Now, he organises, he's organised a lot of events in the past, in Mark Park, fireworks. There's absolutely him and many others that do these community meetings. So on these sort of events, they have to be there.
Oh, right, I'm just wondering.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, opposite.
But yeah, no, they need to.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like
Do you want to?
that's another way you get it, just take the photos.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Certainly,
Thank you.
Thank you.